GMGN, my dear friends, welcome back to another episode of the Worldwide DeFi show. And today it is a very special edition as we are skipping, the usual script of the show, and we are having a presentation about Brove, which is a project I'm also contributing to as a VP of growth. And the founder is a very good friend of mine. Nadai has been very active in the Starknet ecosystem for the past 3 years. He's a very good developer, and together with our core devs, they have been building Brove for the past 2 months, and they created a very good platform. We currently have the early mainnet version running, and I'll also show it to you at the end of this video. But first, I would like just to pitch it to you. So I will introduce Brove to you with a pitch that is a bit old. So obviously there could be some changes compared to the current early access mainnet version. But I think you will find it very useful to understand our vision and our work. So let's start with it. With Brove, we want to empower the next generation of Bitcoiners, and we want to open a new chapter for Bitcoin after 15 years from its creation. And so we want to solve those problems that Bitcoin has not managed to bring to their users, and even though obviously we've seen a huge adoption of Bitcoin as an asset, as a store of value in the past decade, and especially in the past years. But there are still very limited use cases when it comes to Bitcoin. So you can just buy and sell, or you can hold. You can browse through the block explorers. You can have a look at transactions and so on. And at the same time, we are also seeing structural barriers, such as corporations and ETFs that are gaining control, and user loyalty of the Bitcoin network is invisible, or when it is visible, it gets unrewarded. So, for example, people who have been using a Bitcoin or holding Bitcoin for such a long time, they don't get any additional reward than beyond the rise in price, at least. And the UX is fragmented, because even though we've seen a lot of innovation in the past years, also many scaling solutions being developed on top of Bitcoin or related to Bitcoin, the UX is very fragmented. So if you want to use a solution, sometimes you need to have a different a specific wallet that is not compatible with another Bitcoin scaling project, and so on. So we want to unify that on Brove. And so what is Brove? Brove unlocks the financial potential of Bitcoin identities through two powerful modes. So we can also call it as an identity platform with two modes. And the first one is the Bitcoiner mode, where we want to unify the full Bitcoin stack into one interface. So we want our users to access Lightning, Babylon, Lombard, Runes, Ordinals throughout our interface, and also to monitor all their assets in these projects with our dashboard trackers and so on. And all under self-custody in a very, decentralized fashion. And then we have the Brove mode, where this mode is also focused on Starknet BTC-Fi. And here also protocols and institutions can onboard users and unlock premium services through the concept of Brove boxes. So Brove boxes, I'll explain to you shortly. But with Brove boxes, users prove their activity and integrity on Bitcoin. So they can, once they complete these, they access these boxes, they get their Bitcoin history verified by our tech, and then you can be rewarded based on that. you can be rewarded by another protocol that is on the Starknet ecosystem, and it can also be used as a powerful marketing tool that can attract more users to your own protocol. So in the meanwhile, as users and projects play with Brove, so they use Brove, they also build their own on-chain reputation. They accumulate Brove points, they raise their Brove score, and they shape their own Brove passport, which is also a concept we'll speak later on. So focusing a bit on the Bitcoiner mode, which is still not fully operational on our current early mainnet version, but I want to spend some words on it. So the Bitcoiner mode is everything about Bitcoin protocols, and those L2s that are trying to be also Bitcoin L2s. Even though there is obviously, as many of you know, there is still a limit which is related to the OP-cat code. So as long as the OP-cat is not enabled once again on the Bitcoin network, scaling use cases still have some limits. But there's already a lot of stuff that can be done in order also to use Bitcoin liquidity and the power of Bitcoin in a decentralized way. And this is what also Starknet is trying to do. So the problem we want to solve with the Bitcoin mode on Brove is that, as I said, protocols around Bitcoin are growing, and the UX is very fragmented. So we want the user to take the best out of this ecosystem by using our own interface, and so that he can also monitor all of his assets and actions and positions from a unique interface. So you will be able to send BTC, runes, ordinals, all from a single interface without any middleman. Bitcoin native protocols and L2s. As I said, you will be able to access Bitcoin native protocols and L2s, and will also give you full visibility and control over your Bitcoin activity. We are building a dashboard. We are building also different kinds of dashboards that will allow you to track your Bitcoin behavior across all these different scaling solutions. Then we have the Brove mode. So on the Brove mode, we want to give Bitcoin some strong superpowers. And so the problem we want to solve is that after years of hodling, DCAing, and diamond handling of Bitcoins, all of these precious actions have gone unnoticed, right? So you can get rewarded for your own loyalty towards the Bitcoin network, and there is no social memory or visible credit history in Bitcoin, and reputation doesn't unlock better services. The solution is that we want to use reputation proofs with integrity. So with the concept of Brove boxes. Brove boxes are secure cryptographic containers that prove your Bitcoin activity. They can be programmed with dynamic criteria that can be defined by different protocols, and they can also define eligibility based on the real activity happening on the Bitcoin address of the users that accesses the Brove box. Then also protocols and institutions can use these proofs to onboard users, to deliver targeted services and offers to their users, and to reduce also risk for themselves and also for the users itself. Because also they will also be able to better profile their potential users and to offer them customized proposals. Then with Brove mode, obviously we also want to overcome the current network limitations that Bitcoin has. So high fees, slow transactions, complex UX, fragmented ecosystem. And we want to do this with the power of Starknet. So with very low and very fast and cost efficient transactions. so this will allow protocols and institutions to reward also users who complete Brove boxes by also engaging them into protocols and institutions can use these Brove boxes to design also airdrops, to offer special peers to their community, and so on. And the scalability of Starknet offers one-click onboarding with the paymaster, portable identity, seamless protocol navigation. So the UX is very good, very fast, very cost-effective, and cost-efficient. Sorry, and yeah, so this will allow native integrations and a scalable usage onboarding. This will allow. So how does the Brove mode works? So you connect both your Starknet wallet and your Bitcoin wallet. So you choose a Brove box and prove that you qualify by signing a message. This in the background generates a proof using Raito and ZK proofs. So Raito is the Bitcoin client in Cairo, and then as ZK proofs we use the Stew prover with Circle Starks. Then these proofs will be submitted and verified to the Brove smart contract, and as the user completes the Brove box, if the proof is valid, the protocol or institution will unlock access to various services. So there are different use cases that can be unlocked with Brove boxes. There are, as I said, airdrops and rewards. So a protocol can design an airdrop according to the Bitcoin activity of their users. So they can pick users with a certain Bitcoin profile and allocate airdrops to them. Then there is also gated access. So based on the Brove boxes that users complete, protocols can provide gated access, personalized asset, privacy access to different experiences. They can allow access to special community calls, for example. Then it can be very useful to boost usage activity in BTC-Fi. Protocols can offer boosted yields to the users that complete certain Brove boxes. Then last but not least, users will be building a dynamic Bitcoin passport as they interact with our protocol, and they will also unlock new ecosystem benefits by raising their Brove score and by building their own Bitcoin passport, their own Brove passport. This is an example of Brove boxes that I will also show you on our current version. And for example, these are some native Brove boxes, which are, for example, the transaction master. If you have performed more than 3 transactions, for example, on Bitcoin between a time window, you will be able to complete the Brove box. Then there is the new Bitcoiner, somebody who had been using Bitcoin a lot lately. And then there is the old Bitcoiner, somebody who have been using Bitcoin for a long time and holding for a long time. And but then also, for example, these same Brove boxes can also be replicated by a protocol. If the protocol, wants the same criteria, they can just copy the Brove box and duplicate it and change just and offer their own rewards, for example. But then they can also customize a Brove box from scratch. And as a user in our own native Brove boxes, as users complete these Brove boxes, they will also be guided into a BTC-Fi experience on Starknet, which includes bridges, vaults and farming, swap DCA, DCA features, lending, decentralized options, liquidity pools. And then some of these actions will also be can also be accessed, throughout our own protocol, even in some cases even without having to complete all the Brove boxes. And we are still playing with this concept. We are still engineering, this part. And also this is not very interesting now, but obviously for the users, completing Brove boxes will be free, of course, but protocols, in order to make the protocol sustainable, protocols that want to create their own Brove boxes will have to pay some small fees in order to run some Brove boxes, and to get also assistance by the protocol. And there are different tiers for protocols and for institutions, depending on the parameters they need to set for each Brove boxes. And the last concept I want to tell you about is the Brove passport and the Brove score. So if you are new to Brove, the first thing that you should do on Brove.io is issuing your Brove passport for free. You simply have to choose one of our animals and verify your beacon activity, and it will give you a Brove passport. And the idea of using this kind of futuristic animals is that our concept is our storytelling is that Satoshi Nakamoto, when he created after he created Bitcoin, he embarked himself in a journey to the moon with an ark full of animals, right? So, and then they basically arrived to the moon when BTC went beyond 100K. And our concept is that now these animals and Satoshi are colonizing the moon, and that they are also getting ready maybe to conquer, to go to colonize other planets, right, from there. But now they are colonizing the moon, and for us, colonizing the moon means making the best out of your Bitcoin beyond just holding and trading. So in your Brove passport, you verify your on-chain identity in a very secure way without exposing sensitive data. You can demonstrate your history pseudonymously with cryptographic proofs. And then you can access exclusive services and benefit based on your verifiable reputation. Similar things that can be applied to Brove boxes as well. And you manage to create your own digital identity, which is backed by proofs, by mathematics, and not by trust. And while you play with Brove, while you use Brove, you will building your own Brove score, and we also want to create a sort of advanced social system, a messaging platform, a messaging section where for example, users will be able to communicate with users that have similar BTC history, a similar Bitcoin history, and also protocols will be able to contact users with a certain Bitcoin profile and a Bitcoin activity profile, and they will be able to offer them special incentives, right? At the same time, also users will be able to, if they have a certain profile, they will be able to DM projects and to have a preferential route to the founders and engage in negotiations, stuff like that, in partnerships and so on. So that's all, guys, for this presentation. Now I will switch to our current early mainnet version. So guys, let me give you a quick overview of our Brove mainnet, early mainnet version. So you can see, you can monitor the price of Bitcoin or our home, and then there are also some core Brove boxes here that you can access directly from our home, and then you can monitor your own the assets that you have on your own portfolio, Bitcoin portfolio. And then you can also monitor your activity on Brove. This is the section about the Brove boxes. As you can see, there are 3 core Brove boxes, and then there are 3 So 3 other Brove boxes, which are also created by ourselves, but they are custom Brove boxes. Also to give an example to projects which would like to issue their own boxes later on, and as I explained to you earlier, there is the Bitcoin beginner, the Bitcoin holder, the transaction master. Then there is active Bitcoiner, the first Brove bounty that we use for a bounty that we gave a couple of days ago. And for example, you had to, in order to complete these Brove boxes, you had to you needed to have at least 2 transactions of more than 10,000 sats, but less than 1 million sats each, in order to complete the Brove boxes. And then there is October box, which is active, and which is also active, and you need to perform at least 5 transactions of at least 1,000 sats each, and no more than 1 million sats each, and you'll have to perform at least 5 of these transactions within the month of October. So it is a special October box, right? Also to celebrate the beginning of BTCFi on Starknet. So this section is more also for for the membership, the subscription models I told you about, and this is also the aggregating section, where you can, for example, you can one-click deposit your Bitcoin into directly into a vault, for example, a Vesu vault. So you have Bitcoin, you simply use the bridge here on Brove, and you will be able to deposit it directly on the Vesu vault. So you will also be able to provide liquidity to some vaults on Starknet. So far we have implemented Troves and Vesu, which are the best choices in terms of yield on Starknet right now, and you can access very good APYs here, especially now that BTCFi is ongoing, and these 2 protocols, Vesu and Troves, are also offering boosted rewards to BTC related pools and vaults. Then you will there's also lending, swap, liquidity pools, staking, options, and so on. So you will be able also to use Starknet's best protocols on our Brove interface, and so feel like to play with it. It's a good thing, because you won't need to open too many pages to go from one protocol to another. You can simply use Brove and do a lot of things and access a lot of Starknet protocols at the same time. There's also the swap feature, and yeah, I think this is under construction still, but yeah, this was a brief overview of the early access, early mainnet version of Brove. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, make sure not to So I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, obviously feel free to follow us on X, and to share our latest tweets with your own DeFi friends. And we wish you a great journey inside BTCFi. And yeah, I hope you will be using Brove in the coming days, weeks, and months, so that you will make your BTCFi experience unforgettable. Having said that, just Brove it, and see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye.